So today is a good day for crypto. As we know, crypto is absolutely pumping. The full, market cap of crypto right now is approaching $4 trillion, and it's only going to get better from here on in. Obviously, there might still be some drawbacks and pullbacks and things like that, but that's going to be natural along the way. But the fact of the matter is, we are 3 days, I think, so it's the 17th today. We are like literally 3 days away from the inauguration or the second inauguration of Trump. We're going to talk about Trump in a minute. There's something I want an article from a news article, Reuters, I think it is, that I want to go through, and also I want to show you some maybe projects that have still got loads of legs, and also a few different bits and pieces. We'll have a look at that, and also a big scam one as well, which we'll talk about towards the end. But crypto is green. This is good, right? I'll show you the flow of money as well and how this kind of thing works, because it is interesting. It's something you probably need to know, particularly if you've not been around for the 2021 bull run, because that was brutal for people who held all the way down, right? So this article, like I said before, is from Reuters. It's filled with ads. Obviously, news articles lately are just hammered with ads. So Trump's second term marks new cryptocurrency era. So this is obviously today. Advocates and holders of crypto will soon influence US policy on the emerging technology after a slew of nominations and advisory appointments by President-elect Donald Trump, who takes office on Monday. The crypto industry has spent years fighting lawsuits and enforcement actions by the US government, and it hopes that the incoming Trump administration will mark a shift in policy. Political appointees will be vetted for potential conflicts, and some have committed to selling their interests. Also, one of the ads, if you want to know your personality type, do that, I guess. I'm not sure why that would be so significant, but who cares? So the industry is hosting a sold-out black tie ball in Washington tonight. So obviously we're ahead of the USA. So this will be happening in a few hours, I imagine. Tickets are ranging from $2,500 to $10,000. David Sachs, Trump's artificial intelligence and crypto czar, is scheduled to attend. And below are some facts on the crypto positions of key members in the incoming administration and Trump's inner circle. So this is bullish, right? This is who's going to be coming into his like cabinet or Senate, or how that works. I don't know what the word is for it in America, but Scott Bessent, so a billionaire hedge fund manager Trump's picked to be the Treasury Secretary, has spoken favorably about crypto. That's a tick in the box. He said crypto is about freedom and the crypto economy is here to stay. He told Fox News back in July. I think everything's on the table with Bitcoin. According to financial disclosure filed last month, Bessent holds shares in BlackRock Bitcoin Exchange Traded Fund, so the ETFs. Obviously, that was a big catalyst as well. It's worth between $250,000 and $500,000. Bessent will divest his interests in the fund and other investments in 90 days of his confirmation. He wrote last week to the US Treasury. So next, we've got Howard Lutnick. So Trump's choice for Secretary of Commerce is a vocal supporter of Bitcoin. Lutnick is CEO of New York brokerage firm Cantor Fitzgerald, which earns fees to manage billions of dollars worth of US Treasuries for Tether, the company that issues the eponymous, not sure what that word means, stablecoin. I have to look that word up. Do I own Bitcoin? Of course I do, Lutnick said at the 2024 Bitcoin conference in July. Does Cantor Fitzgerald own Bitcoin? The response was a shed load of Bitcoin. We've obviously got Elon Musk, another really bullish green flag in Trump's assembled set of Avengers, crypto Avengers maybe. The Tesla chief and world's richest man, chosen by Trump to oversee a government cost-cutting effort, the so-called Department of Government Efficiency, efficiency, has long championed crypto, including Bitcoin and Dogecoin. His public comments and actions of his companies have in recent years influenced the price of Bitcoin and Dogecoin, a smaller token conceived as a joke during the earlier crypto bubble. And believe this, for me, I still think we're still early. Not in this cycle, but in crypto as an asset class. The acronym for Musk's cost-cutting agency, Doge, is a nod to Dogecoin, which is the world's seventh biggest crypto token based on its circulation of 4.5 billion, according to data provided by CoinGecko. In 2021, Tesla bought 1.5 billion of Bitcoin, becoming one of the biggest companies to own crypto before selling most of its holdings. It held unspecified digital assets totaling $184 million in September 2024, a company financial report showed. Musk did not respond for comment sent via Tesla on what crypto assets he may hold. Then you've got Vivek Ramaswamy, set to work with Musk at Doge. The former presidential candidate and entrepreneur is the founder of Strive Asset Management. Strive, which said in September it managed over $1 billion assets last month, filed to launch an exchange-traded fund that invests in corporate bonds for Bitcoin investments. Again, it's all very bullish around the Bitcoin narrative, and his inauguration is literally 3 days away. The company's wealth management arm launched in November. We did that. In June 2023, he owned between $100,000 and $250,000 of Bitcoin and $50,000 worth of smaller tokens, Ethereum. According to financial disclosure, he did not respond for requests for comment. I don't think anyone really does respond now, mainly to mainstream media. David Sachs, a former PayPal executive, Sachs was appointed White House artificial intelligence crypto czar in December, tasked with developing a U.S. legal framework long sought by the crypto industry. Sachs is a co-founder of venture capital firm Craft Ventures. The firm is invested in crypto firms, including BitGo and Bitwise, its website shows. The thing with this is as well, and this is why I think this is probably the last chance saloon for the really big, ridiculous size gains, is that the next bull run that comes along, with legislation in place and things like that, it may end up running like the stock market. And that's a concern of mine, because the stock market, yes, Warren Buffett always says it's a method of transferring the money or wealth from the impatient to the patient, which is kind of accurate, but it's done slower and it takes time. Whereas in crypto, anyone can do this. They can just start up a token. They can go to the moon. They can do what they want. And kind of the lawlessness is actually a bit of a friend to a certain extent. And I know it sounds shit because a lot of people get scammed and things like that. But actually, a lot of people have made a lot of money out of the lawlessness of crypto. Obviously, regulation will be good for the fact of security and safety for crypto investors. But will it then give you the astronomical pumps? I'm not so sure, but we'll have to see. Over the long term, 100%. Definitely. Steve Witkoff, Trump's Middle Eastern envoy. Steve Witkoff is a real estate tycoon and donor to the incoming president founded crypto venture World Liberty Financial in November. World Liberty, which sells a proprietary token, lists on the website Trump as among those entitled to a large share of any of the company's revenues. Witkoff did not respond to requests for comments. There's a theme here. There's a running theme. Then you've got obviously Eric Trump, Barron Trump, JD Vance. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot to get through. You can flick through this article yourself. But the thing is that this is all bullish. This is going to be a big thing. I'm so the 20th of January is definitely a date for your calendars, just to watch the markets and potentially just watch it and go, wow, this is crazy. We're going to look at this now, which is a post on X. When it loads, there it is. So this is from someone called Links. So Links OX. Alex Becker commented on this, by the way, and I think his comments are a bit tongue-in-cheek, but it is still amusing. So everyone thinks crypto people only want Lambos. What we really want is not to worry about debt, spending time with loved ones before they're gone, freedom to travel without asking boss for permission. Money doesn't bring happiness, but it gives you options. Now, I've said this before on previous videos. It's not necessarily the money that we're chasing. We're chasing the freedom that money can buy, right? In order to give yourself the lifestyle that you want. I don't want a Lamborghini. I couldn't give a shit about a Lamborghini. It's not going to, I don't need to drive around in a Lamborghini. It's just not something I want. But what I do want is the money. If I wanted to buy a Lamborghini, I could. But what I want to do is like I said, have some land, just be like content on my own little private sort of bubble. Obviously still doing this and still conversing with you guys and stuff like that. Obviously that's important, but it isn't all about Lambos and mansions necessarily. Yes, some people do want that lifestyle, and yes, some people will get that through crypto. But I think a lot of the time it is about spending time with people you want to spend time with, and not having to go, right, I've got to go to work today, 12 hours after 12 hours after 12 hours, and you're drained and you're tired and you've still got to keep going. You've got to find something within you in order to keep pushing. It's difficult, and I've done it for numerous years, and it is hard. But I think this is interesting. I think it's a good post that should kind of give you an idea, because a lot of you will know what your dreams and goals are. And I've said before, visualize them, put them on paper, really think towards it, set your targets based around that. Alex Becker put, we want Lambos and blow. Well, maybe you can balance the two. Lambos, blow, probably hookers. I imagine, I don't know. So as you can see, everything pumps during bullish sentiment, right? And not always at the same time. Gaiman has pumped a bit, but I still think that's a narrative. I know DC won't agree, but it's still a narrative, and it's still got that pump potential, but it's just not ready yet. It's cooking, it's simmering. But Trias has gone up to $3.25. Hallelujah. I know that trusting Trias at the moment is like trusting the McCanns with your kid. It's not a good idea. You don't want to get babysitting advice from the McCanns the same way as at the minute investment advice on Trias is exactly the same level. I know it's not ideal. But if we look at its max chart, we'll see that it is starting to creep back up again. And that's what we want. That's what we want. But again, I think it's undervalued. I still think there's time for this. Quant, another one, I still think got massive, massive potential. It's an ISO 2022 coin, obviously. There's that narrative still to run. Big date in March for that. So it may see a catalyst in Quant. Again, it had a great peak in 2021. It was September the 11th, I believe. And then it's starting to edge back up again. Casper, another one that I really, really like. It's had its dump. These things are coming back now. Did you buy the dips? Because they are going to rattle back up again. HBAR, and I know a lot of these coins, people they don't want to talk about these coins anymore, and I get that, but there's still legs in them. Some of them got a much bigger market cap than others. Mavia, another one I was talking about in the gaming sector, that's starting to pump really nicely today. 15% up. We spoke about this on the channel when it went down to, was it like 7, around like 7 cents. So it's nearly 2 cents above that now. XRP. And the reason why I'm not saying to buy XRP, but what I'm saying about this is that XRP holders who struggled through, like I used to hold XRP, and it just wasn't going to move. It was a stable coin almost, and I did sell it, and I got like Casper, and I got a few different things. But to the people who did stay, fair play. You managed to get back to where it kind of should be. Maybe you'll see more upside. I don't know. I don't hold XRP anymore. I just think that it's going to have to be trillions of dollars on its own to get to some of the prices that people talk about. Maybe that will happen. I know that XRP holders will be going nuts in the comments. It is what it is. I don't dislike XRP, and fair play if you held that long. Bitcoin rainbow chart as well. So at the minute, we're like there, which is still screaming buy, right? Because we're not even in the real peak of the bull or anywhere near that. So at the minute, Bitcoin is still probably at fair value, like a good price to get in at. You could even probably long Bitcoin, but I wouldn't suggest messing about with leverage unless you know what you're doing. But altcoins are not even at this stage yet. I think altcoins are like basically a fire sale and buy level. And by the time this gets into like the orange and the red, when there's FOMO, when your neighbor's talking about it, when your barber's talking about it, you better be out of the market by the time it gets to seriously sell, because you don't want to hold it on the way back down. I know how that feels. It feels shit. Trust me. Don't do it. Here as well, I want to show you this. So this is the path to alt season, the alt season we're all expecting. So Bitcoin, the flow of the money is going into Bitcoin at the minute. I still think we're at this phase. Because Ethereum hasn't moved to new highs yet. It hasn't gone off and gone nuts yet. And that's when you'll start to see, right, when that money comes down, it'll start pumping things like Cardano. It'll start pumping HBAR. It'll start pumping Quant. It'll start pumping the larger caps. And then it'll filter through down. When they've taken the profits from those, it'll start going into your micro caps, your low caps, your gems that you've acquired over all the last year, 2 years, 3 years, potentially 4. This is how it works. This is how the flow of the money works. So Ethereum at the minute is at $3,500 on its max chart, which we'll look at now. It's getting near. It needs to go up significantly, and then it'll start filtering down, people will start taking their profits, and which is another reason why I bring this project up, Node AI, which is on ETH, Max Chart. We've seen it spike. We've seen it spike again. I think that this could go up again, but it needs Ethereum to drive it a little bit, and obviously influences and bullish sentiment around the particular project. But it's another thing that could do really, really well. I think it's interesting. Let me know what you're trying to accumulate, particularly now. I still say, and I'm probably banging my head against the wall, that gaming's a really good area to really get into at the minute. Also, real world assets. They're not being spoken about. When there's no focus, that's probably the time to pick them up, because when they do start getting focus and attention, they'll start to fly. Don't buy the ones that are already 50% up, 80% up. Sometimes it's not the way to go. But again, not financial advice. You do exactly whatever you wish to do. It's just my thoughts and opinions. Obviously, this as well, I want to show you my comment section. It's absolutely filled with this Web3 Infinity token shit. I haven't checked the token out. I have no intention of checking it out. So I'm going to call it a scam without even bothering to check, because it's just constant stream of this. So obviously a bot or someone's being paid to create YouTube channels or profiles in order to keep going on about Web3 Infinity token. So for me, if you even considering Web3 Infinity token, I suggest you put it in the bin. It's probably shit, because they're shilling the shit out of it everywhere. It's probably utter bollocks. So avoid Web3 Infinity token. Again, not financial advice. Do what you like, but it's everywhere, and there's spam and comments everywhere, so it's probably shit. So wherever you're in the world, whatever you're doing, actually, one more thing, subscriber-wise, we're about 20 odd away now from 5,000 subscribers, so a massive thank you for that. That's going to be a huge milestone to hit, and I really do appreciate it. It does mean a lot to me, so thank you very much. Wherever you're in the world, whatever you're doing, have an amazing day, have an amazing evening, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Goodbye.